Chris here, Better Investing. Welcome back. I was on vacation, got back late last night. Haven't really been posting. But let's get right into these charts, man. Let's see what we see in the market. Let's go right to SPY. All right. So what we got on SPY? So I did see on Monday. Was that Monday? Yeah, on Monday we kind of had that, that DeepSeek news. I was telling some of my folks, I think it's a head fake. I really didn't think it was something that you probably should be too worried with. I made a purchase. I bought some VST at 137. We'll kind of go over my thoughts on there. But overall, I think after we broke this trend here, my thought process is that once we broke this trend, this little downside, this pullback here, this gap down, that can be a potential higher low, for continuation to the upside. Now, tomorrow we do have a binary event with the FMO decision, the FMOC, or what, the Fed interest rate decision that comes out at 2 o'clock. Then we got the presser at 2:30 with Jay Powell speak. So, you know, what the market does tomorrow, not 100% sure. It's going to be wild west, during that time. So just be mindful of that, your position and size, if you're trying to trade that, and be mindful that, if you're trading zero DTs, just, size appropriately. But yeah, we kind of pulled back, made that higher low. We didn't 100% fill this gap that we left behind here. But we did come down into this gap, kind of just undercut at the 50, or you say, and then this morning it looks like we pulled back a little bit, undercut at the EMA 20, and we finished above the EMA 9. So yeah, I mean, the way you can look at it is, right, it's just in higher low, right? It's just in higher low right here. We just took out that, and then we just continued upward. No, but that's just using a line chart, right? But here's your higher low, and we kind of triggered for a long right above there. With your stop here, your target here, or whatever. I guess the question is, like, if you're looking here from a daily chart, is the juice worth the squeeze, right? If you'd have bought here, right? And I mean, say if you're using that as your stop, you're targeting back up here. I mean, it's a solid risk to reward. It's about 2-to-1 risk to reward if you're taking shares on, trying to swing SPY, or if you're looking at options and you're using like longer dated options, where theta is really not going to be an issue. But that's kind of what I see there. Let's go check out the 65-minute real fast. Looking here on the 65-minute, we'll kind of take away some of these moving averages. So yeah, right. We had this trend up. We broke the trend. We formed a higher low, and then we kind of pushed again. So what we need to kind of see what happens is, let's see what happens once we kind of get back up in here to these highs. These are the previous all-time highs. I wonder, is there any clean level here? Yeah, probably like 610 is like your next look to push, and see if we continue to push higher. I mean, the market's going up. I mean, that's kind of the way I see it right now. We had a pullback. We were trending lower. We put in a low. Kind of that sequence of I didn't really want to call this a three wave because how short time frame it was. But one wave down, two waves down, three waves down, and we rally higher. So that's what we got on on SPY. We'll go check out QQQ real fast. QQQ. Let's go start with the daily. All right, so on QQQ, I don't have nothing open. This computer's still running slow. It's incredible. I think this MacBook's maybe 4 years old, so maybe it's coming up on its lifeline. Let's go ahead and turn back on these moving averages. We'll do that real fast. All right, so on QQQ, what do we have here, right? So we kind of broke out of this trend. It's not the cleanest trend. Kind of settled out, traded sideways into this previous peak. We still haven't taken out FMOC highs, which is interesting considering that this is the tech sector for the most part. But yeah, we traded sideways, and then we kind of pulled back and filled this bull gap from back here. when we kind of put in that lower low, and that was kind of the sequence for the rally. And again, this is one of those situations where we pull back, made a higher low, and then we kind of just continue higher as of today. So that's what we got there. Let's go check out IWM. Oh, let's go look at the 65-minute real fast. See what we got on the 65-minute. 65-minute. Yeah, I mean, me personally, I just thought the noise that we got on DeepSeek was just bullshit. That was just my thought process. All right, so here, again, we kind of gapped down. Let me see. We opened here. Yeah, we opened at 510. Kind of undercutted those lows a little bit. Then we rallied towards the end of the day. Then today we looked down, put in a higher low. All right, and just continued higher. We do have this gap here, I would say. We have to be concerned about. We probably stall out a little bit because, like I said, we are coming back into these levels from below that we have to be concerned about. I wouldn't call this. This is a somewhat of a, I guess you say, a double top. I think that's just an area to be mindful of. Even down here, like you can see, we kind of just like touch this area right here, all along here. So up until like 528 is probably like an area to watch. Kind of see how we kind of held a little bit here. Then we broke down. But yeah, I don't want to spend too much time there. I mean, again, we got a binary event tomorrow, so who knows what happens tomorrow? Who knows what Powell says or how the market digests what Powell says. So just gotta go and go from there. All right, IWM, right? Pulled back into the 200. First time it really tested the 200 for quite some time from above, right? And that's a good spot. We tested the 200 back here, we rallied, and we came back and defended the 200 again. Now the interesting thing here, we kind of see the 50-day flattening out, starting to curl down. Not the best price action you would expect to see today. Kind of a doji, kind of an indecision after this candle here from the previous day. So not too much strength in small caps. It was mostly like, some of your big tech stocks that really rallied today. Definitely your software. We're getting to that. Let's go take a look at DIA, which is the industrials. Look like we're perking back up to retest these all-time highs. Market, even this day, opened at 440. So when the market was selling off, Dow Jones, did pretty well and continued higher. So people kind of calling, the top, it's over. It's kind of hard to see that with Dow Jones still, pushing the way it did. Definitely this day. So we didn't really see like an entire market sell off. We seen like a sector sell off. With AI, your semis and your data centers and stuff like that. Dow Jones transportation. Take a look at this real fast. Right, same thing. Right. This right here is kind of teetering around with the the 200 finally got that push. Even, like I said, you see here Dow Jones Transportation, these stocks are green for the most part. Kind of put in an inside day. Good chance we can probably continue higher here. 50 is curling down, but we do have the moving average crossing over. 50 still, 200 still flat or kind of flattening out, but it looks like it's ready to start peaking back up. That's what we got there. VIX, typically, one of my things is buy the dip, short the VIX, fuck Bitcoin. That's your thing. Short the VIX. It look like that's another thing that happens. Even here, right? We had that crazy day back in December, and the VIX just kind of deteriorated. Right, the VIX pops typically get faded. The volatility just doesn't last as long as people think. Let's go check out RSP. All right, so with RSP, interesting. We're not really getting that rally. Just trading sideways right now. So what does that tell me? In terms of like market participation, not really seeing it across the equal weighted ETF with the sideways action for these past several couple of days. I don't know, just kind of like a little distribution, top where we're kind of making another, lower high from this sequence here, or are we, just pausing and before we continue higher. We have a moving average crossover. The 50 is kind of curling down, but is acting as support right now, and the 200 is still sloping up. So no real concerns yet, but little on the edge or on the fence, I'd say, with this sideways action here. Definitely with how the market really, what the market kind of did today, right? QQQ was up almost 1.5%, and SPY was up about almost 1%, and kind of seeing like RSP not really having that strength, not really seeing that broad market participation. Let me go check a look at some of yeah. So even on the the advanced decline line, we finished minus 300, opened up in negative. Not really seeing that strength. Right, I would rather have seen more stocks participated in this rally. So just something to be mindful of. All right, back to here. And we kind of see that now. We're looking at the stocks above their 20-day moving average, right? 10% went down. Stocks above their 20-day moving average on NASDAQ, 5% went down. More stocks are starting to reclaim their 50 and 200, but not in the SPY. All right, let's go take a look at the interest rates real fast. Interest rates, okay. Look like we have broken trend, almost not 100% there. Don't know what this is. Kind of just trading sideways. I think the trend breaks when we kind of break the fours. Like we can break four, then I think this trend is kind of like done with. But right now, it's kind of like that's the last man standing there. I mean, until we kind of knows, and there's a lot of space to make another higher low. But it does look like trend is kind of broken there. Go take a look at the 10-year. I mean, moving average crossed over, but no trend is still intact. It is pulling back, and you can kind of expect that after a big move up. So similar to like this, big move up, pull back, big move up. There's just another pullback, pitting in another higher low. We'll find out on your next episode of the stock market. TLT, real fast on TLT. Let's take a look at TLT. This is your 20-year bonds. I see some moving average crossover. 200 still sloping down. 50 days still sloping down. So I don't really see anything here that gives me an indication this will continue higher. And that's really about it. Let me see what these home builders do. I was short this. I think I had covered it. Interesting. Right, still just sitting here, right? The 200-day. They have some weakness in some of the home builders. Let's go take a look at some of the next stocks. So all right, so Apple. All right, we got Apple here. Apple came back into this 220 spot. Kind of held it, and now I kind of hit the 50 from below. 50 still curling up. 10 and 20 look like it's ready to curl up. Probably gotta wait till next week for this to cross over. But some positive action on some relatively good volume here. Same thing with Amazon. Amazon, pretty solid volume. I did like this breakout right here. I think I had this, and as you can see, we kind of undercut at this previous level right here, and we held rally, made new all-time highs on Amazon. Google. I know people were looking at this Google again. I didn't like this candle formation here for any breakout continuation. As you can see, it's kind of like just stalled out at 200. I don't really trade Google, so Meta. I think Meta is making new all-time highs. I guess this is just a straight breakout with this. Yeah. So you have this little trend line that broke down, or trend line that's sloping down, upward trend line, right, making higher lows. We broke out, retested it, put in higher highs, or made new highs. Microsoft, what we got on Microsoft? So Microsoft had that crazy day here. Opened up, I want to say even the pre-market was around like 418, and then we literally just ignored that entire move, gapped up. But we didn't gap up, but we opened up here, finished at the highs. Pretty much took out all that selling that happened the prior 2 days. This gap down, all that got eaten up. Don't really see a trade set up here though. You do have earnings coming up, so gotta be mindful of that. All right, NVDA, what a beast, right? This is one of the plays I wish I would have took. Nice defense of the 200. We did close below the 200, and we did undercut the lows yesterday. Probably sucked in some shorts, and then we kind of rallied higher from there. Kind of put in a bullish engulfing candle. But question is, what happens when we get back into this 130 spots, which was pretty much a level that we were holding for quite some time. I would say like 130 to be exact. Like that was the level we were holding for quite some time. So it's really interesting to see like what happens when we get back up into here. If they do start to see more sellers. I mean, this was a big gap down. Kind of leaves it makes the chart not too tradable, I would say, to the long side. Unless you're just thinking like, hey, that was the bottom, right? We hit the 200. First time we tapped the 200. Shit. First time we tapped the 200 and fuck. How long? Was that the first touch of the 200? Yeah, first touch of the 200 since. Damn. You got it. Yeah, the first touch of the 200 since 2023. Once we got this rally, all right. So yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense for it to do what it do. First touch of the 200 since then. Um, yeah, makes a lot of sense. So we got there. We got Tesla. They got earnings coming up. So I'm not really not going to pay too much attention to this chart. Um, I mean, from right now, it's just dangling on the 200. I don't think their numbers are going to come in pretty well. Definitely considering what the card numbers came in last time. Probably back here. I forget when it was, but they reported their year over year numbers. They weren't too good, so I'm not too confident that Tesla have good numbers. But who knows what Elon can cook up on the books. All right, let's go look at some. So we're really where we saw a lot of positive alpha at was in the software stocks and specifically like cybersecurity. So let's go down to my cyber charts. I mean, yeah, definitely cyber. Yeah, a lot of these other charts just kind of just did what they did. This probably makes. I think Palantir is going to 100. I wish I was still in. All right. Still in this Moderna. What else do we have? That's what I'm saying. It was just NVDA, really. Not really big pops on the other semis. Interesting. Um. All right. So cyber is what really saw like a mega fucking move. Um. This CrowdStrike crazy move today. What was the news? CrowdStrike surge or ransom detection when I don't know what the fuck this says. Okay, so they got a perfect score on their ransomware detection, protection, accuracy. Closed up damn near 9% today. Pretty positive volume. New all-time highs as well. Jesus Christ. Opened at 372 yesterday. Closed at 370. Yeah, this is one of those red to green moves you can take. Damn. Holy fuck. Yeah, you take this right when it goes red to green. It's literally right at the open. Boop. Take this right red to green. Your stop's low a day. You let this work out. All right, you're probably not. You're in this the entire way until right here to 402. If you're just trailing the EMA, I mean, if you're using a 15 minute, I mean, you're probably in this the entire time. There's no reason to get out using a 15 minute. It's a nice move. Datadog, same thing. Like we're just seeing real positive moves the across the cybersecurity stocks. Really, really big moves. Cloudflare. Really, really big moves. Look at this PMH. PHM. I gotta try to take you down again. Let me get 5 points on you, bitch ass. So the stock I bought was VST. I bought this yesterday. On that don't, my cost was 137. Went down just a little bit, 134, and kind of didn't really recover the entire move. But I mean, this is a really strong stock that I'm looking to dollar cost average into. I would love to buy some down here at 109 and buy more if it goes down. I think this is a strong stock. You see the move it's made. And I think this is just the beginning of this stock. I think it can go much higher. Much, much higher. Interesting to see CEG didn't really have that same type of move. Actually went a little lower, 259, but yeah, I mean overall that I think that's a hot sector. I am still watching this next decade. A little concerned. I would wanted to see the 20 hold, and now I probably gotta wait, see how this builds out a little bit. I need to watch it on the weekly. Yeah, at this point, I mean it's holding the 20. I mean it's holding the 9. I don't know. I gotta watch this. Gotta keep watching that. What else is out here? This Bills is that. This is just nice. That's just a nice chart. Nice looking chart. Especially this weekly. It's a nice chart. Right. I'm wondering when the hell do we buy the dip on this solar and definitely this FSLR. It's probably coming into the 200. Last time it came into 200 was in 2022. I think it holds here. I think we gotta watch. I think you have to watch FSLR, especially you know what, because next this in the NXT had earnings today, and I think it popped like 15%. I wonder if this had a pop in the after hours as well, and it did. About a couple bucks, but yeah, you see this next had a crazy pop off their earnings. FSLR might be in play, like a rubber band long. This has been getting drilled. It's definitely been getting drilled. Oh, that was the 200 weekly. That was the 200 weekly. Yeah. I don't know how this is like the Carvana of chips. I don't understand how this company is at $265 with the amount of debt they have. It's really, really interesting. But I guess they said they're seeing record bookings. I guess their debt gets for every $1 they make, they have $2.78 in debt. Nah, it's not bad. I mean, shit, back here, they about $6. So actually, they're getting better on their debt, if you think about it. Let's check the annual. Yeah, they're actually getting better on their debt. Best since 2020. They've been paying down their debt. Okay. Okay, I see you. And I kind of took the rest of the cruise ships with them. But yeah, that's about all I got. You know, as the week goes on, I'll probably do a little more deep dive again. This is literally like my first day being able to kind of look at what's out here in the market. God damn, Reddit. It's like it's going all time highs. It's already made all time highs. Um, NBIS. Should have bought this. This is another one I probably should have bought the dip on. Damn. Fuck yeah. But yeah, that's about all for me. I don't really have any setups that I personally have right now. Again, I haven't really had a chance to look at the stocks, so we'll see how things kind of play out for the rest of the week and see what we can look at going into next week. Peace. God bless.